Father, Director, Prime Minister Szydło, Prime Minister of Poland, Deputy Prime Ministers, my good friend, distinguished and honorable Hilik Bar, Minister of Communication of the Government of Israel, Deputy Ministers, MPs, rabbis, and of course witnesses and Holocaust survivors. And lastly, my good friend Johnny Daniels, thank you for the partnership and the big effort you put here. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is of great excitement that I'm standing here today as the chairman of the friendship group between the Israeli Knesset and the Polish Parliament, and even more so as the Deputy Speaker of the Knesset, as the Vice President of the State of the Jewish people, Israel. The existence of Israel means a lot of things, but mainly, as my friend said, the existence of Israel means never again. Never again that Jewish people will be hunted. Never again that the Jewish people will be butchered like they were subhumans or animals. Never again that the Jewish people will have to hide from anyone. Never again that we will need to be protected and not protect ourselves. The existence of Israel means that we live in our promised land, reaching out a hand to our enemies, but telling our enemies one simple thing. You should decide if you want to live here next to us or instead of us. Next to us or instead of us. Because if you want to live here next to us, we have any obligation to try and find the path for peace. But if you think that you will live here one day instead of us, you should know it will never ever happen, because Israel is here to stay. And I'm even more excited to be here as the Vice President of the Israeli Parliament, because 70 years ago, more than 2/3 of my family was killed and murdered here by the Nazis on Polish soil because they were Jews. Because they were Jews. Lucky to me, my grandfather, Yaakov Kotowski, God bless his soul, who was a Pole from the city of Skulsk, was survived. But my great-grandfather, his father, Yitzhak Kotowski, did not survive, and he was murdered in Majdanek. He was he was the head of the Jewish community in Skulsk. He was the messenger of the rabbi from Gur. He was the envoy of the rabbi from Gur that came from the city Gora Calvaria that sits on the river Visva. And so most of the family were butchered brutally. But the fact that they were survived and came to Israel and created a big house and a family, and that his grandson of Yitzhak Kotowski is here in Poland today speaking to the distinguished guests from the government, is the victory of the Jewish people over the cruel machine of the Nazi regimes. But of course, mainly Jews were killed, but not only. We are here today to cherish and respect and remember the righteous heroes, the Poles that risked their life and many times paid with their life to save Jews. What a bigger thing you can do. What is bigger, what is more courageous to risk your life, to risk the life of your children and wife and husband and all your relatives just because you want to save Jews, people that is not from your religious There is no such courage, and we are here today to cherish them, to say thank you. We remember it. We salute you for the courage that you showed during the war where you didn't have to. And you know, people think that courage is the lack of fear. But courage is not the lack of fear, as Nelson Mandela said. Courage is to be afraid, but to overcome this fear in order to help and save other people. And this is what those righteous heroes did. So we are here to thank you, and we are looking toward the future to build the relations between Poland and Israel. I hosted President Duda at the Knesset, and we talked about hope. We talked about the future, and this is exactly what we are going to build. So God bless Israel, and God bless Poland, and God bless the future of the relationship between our two brave nations. Thank you very much. Dziękuję.